Hey, good afternoon and welcome back to Questioning Sense with me, Matt. Well, today winter finally arrived in London. We had snow this morning when I was at work. And when I say snow, we very rarely get proper snow. We get that white stuff that kind of is a bit wet, it's a bit cold, it's a bit sloppy. It just makes everything damp and a bit grim. Thankfully, I was wearing something that reminded me of sunshine, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So here we are, we're going to chat about Mancera's Instant Crush. Now, if you've been, excuse me, if you've been following us on Instagram, you'll notice that I've just had a rather lovely few days in Madrid. And thankfully the weather there was no snow, bright sunshine, it was beautiful, 20 degrees. And when we went, I took some decants. I'm not a massive fan of traveling with full bottles, so I took some decants and I took a decant of this. So this performed fabulously in the sunshine and it got really quite warm. Well, it certainly felt a lot warmer, I think, because we've come out of the winter and then gone away somewhere that was quite warm and then come back to the winter. You know, the changes are really noticeable. It probably felt a lot warmer to me than it actually was, but this absolutely belted out. It was wonderful and not too cloying either. So I was keen to give it a run out in the cold because I knew the weather was going to be pretty crappy today. It was brilliant in the cold as well. So let's have a quick look at the bottle. Looks very much like a Mancera bottle because it is. I am wearing this and I will just say that I have failed to record 2 videos on this. This is my 3rd attempt at it. There's been a problem with the camera. So I'm not going to spray it again because the living room that I'm filming in is absolutely full of this stuff. And I did wear this to work today as well. So basically I am Instant Crush at the moment. So I'm not going to spray any more for this recording, put it that way. Basically, this is a massive, massive fragrance. It's a real room filler. Room filler. It just pumps out everywhere. It's a beautiful fragrance. It came out in 2019. Obviously, it's a Mancera, so the nose behind it is going to be Pierre Montal. And this is one, again, if you follow us on Instagram, you'll know that I sampled this last year. I managed to get a 10ml decant from a friend, and when I first got it, wasn't blown away by it, to be honest. I wore it a few times. It got a lot of compliments, but I didn't know if it was going to be for me or not, because I have certainly experienced a lot of fragrances that are very similar, and I have a couple that are also incredibly similar. So I didn't know if it was going to warrant, you know, a full bottle. But I used up my decant, and I really missed it when it had finished. So I got a small bottle of it, and as I say, I've taken it to Madrid and I've worn it to work. And it's really, really enjoyable. It's one I'm going to love. So let's have a quick chat about it. So it came out, as I said before, in 2019. If we look at the notes, you'll get a bit of an idea of where we're going with this, if you're not familiar with it already. At the top, you have saffron, and then you have Sicilian mandarin, and then you have Sicilian bergamot. In the middle, you have Moroccan rose, you have Egyptian jasmine, you have amberwood, you have Indonesian patchouli, and then at the base, we have sandalwood, we have oak moss, we have white musk, and we have Madagascan vanilla. Now, the clues there, obviously, a lot of you are massive frag heads. You all know tons and tons and tons, and you've all got huge collections, and you all recognise the note saffron. And possibly the most famous fragrance with saffron in it would be Baccarat Rouge BR 540, as I will refer to it now, from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. This, I think it's about time sort of Mancera got round to doing their version of it, because everybody else has. Obviously, Thomas Kosmala's number 4, Après l'Amour, is their version of it. Initio has Oud for Greatness, and there's countless others out there. I've done some, you know, there's some cheap clones of it out there as well, which are quite good. So that's kind of where we are with it. Don't be, you know, thrown off by the sort of the citrusy notes in this. If you want a citrus-based one from Mancera, stick with Cedrat Boisé. This is what you want. This is Mancera's attempt and their version of something with that BR540 DNA, and it's a very good one too. They've done a great job of it. Now, I'm not saying it's a clone, and I'm not saying it's identical, because it's not. If you were to wear BR540 on this wrist and Instant Crush on this wrist, you'll notice they do smell very, very different. If you did the same with TK number 4, as you did with Instant Crush, you will notice again, they smell quite different. However, I do think the TK number 4, because of the citrus in that, is more similar to Instant Crush. I think it's certainly around that way. I don't have Oud for Greatness, but Rich does. So I'm going to send him up a decanter of this, and then he can do a side-by-side and feedback to me if he doesn't want to do a video, just to sort of see if they are that similar. My only concern is because Rich is obviously a very sickly child. Whenever he smells rose, it makes him very ill, and there is a little bit of rose in this. But this is not, Instant Crush is not rose dominant. There is rose in there in the same way that there is jasmine in there. Jasmine gives a floral edge to it, so does the rose, but it's not a massive rosy one. Now, if you look at, say, Black to Black or the Oud or some of the others from Mancera where they bring a rose to the table, the rose is very potent, the rose is very big, and the rose kind of dominates a lot. This doesn't. It uses the rose quite subtly for such a leery fragrance. Now, this is a leery fragrance as well. Sandalwood, oak moss, white musk, Madagascar vanilla all give it some kind of sweet base. The oak moss I don't really pick up on too much, to be honest. Sandalwood does come in and sort of levels everything out in a nice way. But the star of the show for this fragrance is Sillage. This has a huge cloud, so you've got to be, I mean, I'm a massive oversprayer, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but you have to be very careful with the trigger on this one because this belts out. It really does. It projects very well, but the Sillage is massive, and it's another one. It's not, you're not in a ball, you're in a fog. It belts out. So this is a perfect one for the younger fragrance enthusiasts, some of you young thrusters out there night clubbing and having fun at parties. That's what this is designed for. This is a big, noticeable fragrance. So when I wear it to work, I've got to be very careful with it. When I was pounding the streets of Madrid, it was fine. But when we were in sort of small little bars or little restaurants and stuff, I was a little bit paranoid that I may have oversprayed. Now, I was with family and very close friends, and they're all far too kind to call me horrible names and things like that. But yeah, you know, all joking aside, be very easy on the trigger with it. If you're going to wear it to work, then go very light with it, because it just throws out everywhere. Now, if you work outside or something like that, fine, spray away. But if you're working in an office, I'll go very light with it. Perfect for beautiful evenings out. Try not to wear this to a restaurant or something like that, especially you're going out with that special person, because they, you know, you'll be dominating the evening with this. It's a little bit too much. I think some people have said that it leans very feminine. I don't particularly think so. I think it's totally unisex. I enjoy wearing it, and I'm, you know, not the most feminine of chaps, but you know, I can see why. I think jasmine, a little bit of rose, you know, sort of a little bit floral leaning could make it come across as a little bit feminine, but I don't think so. I think it's one that my wife's going to enjoy wearing. She certainly likes it on me, so I think, you know, I might have to hide it. So yeah, I'm happy to wear it. I think it's totally unisex. I think, you know, I mean, obviously I'm no spring chicken, so it may be geared slightly more for younger people than myself, but hey, what the hell? I really enjoy wearing it, and if you're my age or you're a bit older, give it a go. It's really nice, actually. You know, when you're looking at sort of TK number 4, because this is going up in cost. In the UK, you can only get this in Harrods, and it's going up. It used to be £125 a bottle, but now it's gone up apparently. So this could well be a cheaper option for you. It's a Mancera. I've got a real soft spot for Mancera. I love them. So, you know, it is what it is. It's Mancera's version, effectively, of Baccarat Rouge 540. They're putting their one out there now. It is different enough to own both. It's different enough from this, possibly, to own both. But if you're like me and you love that DNA, then it is certainly worth owning both. This is a lot of fun. It's not a particularly formal fragrance, although if you dressed it up, I'm sure it would be great. You know, I very rarely go out dressed up to the nines. But if I did, I'd certainly consider that, especially if it was like a big party. If it was around someone's house, then probably not, because I mean, literally, it has filled this room up massively, and it stays on your skin for hours and hours and hours and hours. You know, it's one that you need to shower or to bath to get rid of, because it's not going anywhere once you've got it on your skin. It's there. I think from its price point, it's a very good value fragrance. I think you know, it comes in one of those little bags. It's absolutely great. I've got no critique of it at all. As I say, when I finished my decant, I missed it, and then I realised that, you know, I would need it. If you're going to blind buy it, then you can, but be aware it's going to remind you of Baccarat Rouge 540. So, you know, be aware of that. It's not, it's nothing other than that, effectively. It's different, but it is exactly that. So there you have it. Listen, thank you very much for your time. It's very much appreciated. As you know, I've just said, we've just come back from a little trip away, so I'm a little bit behind. We will get the video out. I've got loads more to film, so I want to get them out to you as soon as we can. And listen, thank you very much to all of you, obviously every single one of you. But we've had a load more new subscribers coming, so that's really good. Thank you very much for doing that. And you know, as I say, we'll try and keep churning these out. I'm going to send this up to Rich. Hopefully the rose doesn't kill him and he can keep editing and getting the videos up for us, which will be fabulous. Listen, thank you very much for your time. I know I keep saying that, but there you go. And we will see you on the next video. So cheers. Thanks a lot. Bye.